Well, hi there. So overnight the 3M90 has dried off nicely, and it's really stiffened up the wing. And today's task is to paint the wing in whatever colour scheme we want. I won't spend too much time in showing you how I paint it. Really, obviously that is it's personal preference on how you paint it. But all I can suggest is, if you've not flown a flying wing before, sorting out the orientation of what is the bottom of the wing and what is the top of the wing is quite important. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to do like a chevron in black and white on the bottom, and then some sort of colours on the top. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is mask here. I'm not gonna spend hours doing this because I'm not really a perfectionist when it comes to painting these wings, but I just want something that looks pretty cool. So I'm just gonna do it roughly by eye. So basically what I'm gonna do is use the thickness of one strip of masking tape as my guide, and so this then becomes the sort of guide piece along there, and then I then actually put down a piece so that I can then spray, and then no paint will get on that area. So I'll do the rest, and then you'll see the finished product. Okay, so this is all masked up, ready for spraying the underneath of the plane, and I'm just going to use normal auto paint from our Halfords, you know, and just you can cover it with as much or as little as you want. But basically, with the technique is just to get a bit of colour onto the bottom of the wing. Okay, so there we go. We just painted it, and let me just show you the effect it has. Just pull off the parts out of it. Alright, so that's the sort of thing we're going for. Alright, so there's our finished product. So we've just masked up the upper section now. What I've done is I've taken a bit of masking tape from the very nose to the corner tip, rear tip part, and that's going to get a colour, and then we'll then take that off. Alright, so there's the red painted on, and hopefully if we just pull this off, you can see there's the effect. Not too bad. A bit of paint over there as well actually, but what can you do? Well, hi there. So what I've decided to do is stick with the red colour just on the wing tips like that, and now what I'm going to show you, so before we do any laminating, there's two last jobs we've got to do. One of them is cutting out the section for the prop, and the second job is to fit the servos. Okay, so what we've got here is some dimensions. I've got laid out some masking tape again, and I've drawn two lines. This line here and this line here, 320mm from the centre line. So that's the same distance there as there. And then similarly we've got two lines which is 240mm apart there. Now what we've got here is we've got a point here that's 60 millimeters back from our carbon, the aftermost point of our carbon spar position. I mean, you don't have to get it exactly. I mean, but 60 millimeters is a good one to use. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from there to there. So that's the line from this 60 millimeter point to the point at which the 320 millimeter line touches the trailing edge, and then similarly same on the other side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then just join that up to the nearest, the last point of the plane at the back here. Okay, now you'll notice that that line is raked forward a little bit. Now that's fine. We want it. You see, what happens is the prop is going to be cutting through this area here, you see. And so if in fact, let me show you on this. Here's one I built earlier. So what we've got is we've got the prop coming in on this area here. So the more material we remove from this area here forward of the prop, the less noisy the plane's going to be, because it's the forward pressure wave of the prop that's going to create the noise. Alright, so similarly we then join that line up to there, and then what we're going to do is, using our brand new blade, we're going to then cut that out. So I'll do that and I'll fast forward as I do. Now, what I've got here is I've just got a slight bit of the mount protruding out. Let me just show you that. Alright, so just a little, but that's fine. What I'm going to do is, when I come to laminate that, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape around there. So I'll do the same on this side. Okay, so there we go. Now you can if you wanted to streamline this back area here. I mean, if I just sort of show you on this section here, you could sort of draw a line like that, and then like that, and then cut down like that, so that it was a sort of smooth flowing section. But well, I'm not going to do that on this one, and I didn't do it on my last one either, and that cruises quite nicely at sort of 120 kilometers an hour. Alright, so that's the prop section cut out. We'll get rid of this masking tape, and then I'll reset for the servos. So I'll see you in a few seconds. Okay, so here I have got a line from the centre line to here is 250 millimeters, and what we've got here is an HS645 MG servo, and this is a pretty heavy duty servo. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sit it there. So basically the horn, control horn, is going to be running at 250mm from the centre line. And basically it's a similar procedure as before. We just hack that out, and then I'm just going to hot glue that servo in. Alright, so I'll just fast forward that as I do. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to use the first hole on the servo. We want the maximum amount of torque available from the servo, and so we're going to use the first hole closest to the centre point. That needs just opening a tiny bit. Just carefully clip that off. We don't want to reduce the strength of this tool. That'll do. And then using a sanding block, just okay, so there we go, it's all sort of nice and smoothed over, and that is going to give us exceptional amount of torque. And that's sitting in there, so we've got the smallest amount of horn protruding out of into the airflow. Yeah, that's great. Okay, now for this line along here, and I'll just take this off for a sec. Okay, so this is our hatch, and quite simply, all we're going to do is we're just going to cut freehand down in there for the wire, and then it's going to go through lower than that part as well. So our little rebate for the flap is going to go below that too. So using something that's blunt, it's just a temporary fix for the moment. I'm just gonna, just so that you can see how it's gonna go. But you see, look at that. That looks pretty good, I reckon. And then our laminate is gonna cover all of that up, and the whole thing's going to be beautifully strong and aerodynamic. I've cut the lugs, the mounting lugs off, and I have sanded it flush so it's nice and smooth. I've fitted the back of the servo right against the carbon spar, so you know it's one solid strengthening piece then. Okay, so that will get hot glued in, and I'll do the next one and I'll be back with you. Okay, so we've got both servos in now, and everything's ready now for the laminate. We can we've got our prop area cut away. The whole thing's painted underneath and top, so we can do the laminate, but I'll show you that on the next video. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.